Welcome everyone to Zollar Tarot and Art. My name is Lara, and today I'm going to be reading your tarot and oracle cards, and I'm going to be tying that into an image that I received in meditation, particularly for this reading. So I'm going to go ahead and start sketching this a little bit and get that going, and then what I'll do is you can watch me drawing it throughout the reading as I'm pulling cards. This is a Fae message. I saw this it was like these trees, and I guess they might have been just like huge because of what was juxtaposing it, but what I saw were these trees that's like real thick forest, and down at the very base of this one tree was this like little sort of unique house. It looked like a little fairy house or something like that. Yeah. And I kind of have an idea what the message is for this, but I want to pull the cards so that I can show you. And so it had a cute little door here. And there was like a little path of stone, just like little things. And then sitting right on top of it, sort of on the tree area, was this whole little family of mushrooms. And let's see, let me get one of these mushrooms in here, maybe a couple of the other little ones, like just a little family of them. And I'm not exactly sure who lives in this little house. Maybe we'll get a clue as to how this relates to you. Now, just remember, this is a collective reading. It's not a personal reading. And so whatever is said here, there might be some things that resonate well with you and then other things that just don't sound right for you. And if that's the case, then just let it go. Don't try to make it fit or anything like that. But if you've been drawn to this reading, there probably is something in here for you. Okay, let me just get this like fleshed out a little bit, and then we will get this going. So yeah, it was just like cute little house, little fae house. I've been feeling like the fairy energy around a lot lately. They're very playful, very lovely. You know, just a very different kind of energy. So I'm going to set this over here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. And just so we don't waste any time, I'm going to speed up this sequence of laying out the cards with their clarifiers. So here we go. Okay, I have laid out your cards with clarifiers, and I've kind of looked it over, straightened them out a little bit. And it looks like there is a pattern here. So, you know, the drawing is about like this cozy little home in the woods, very, you know, just very quaint, very, I would say comfortable, because that's how it looks to me. And, you know, in sort of almost a fairyland kind of feeling and everything, very beautiful. But what I'm seeing here is that there was this relationship. Now, this might be in the past, it might be what you're going through right now, but I feel like it's kind of in the past. Some of this is behind you, but you were in a relationship, or whomever you're thinking was in a relationship with someone. And you've got the Emperor and the Empress here, so there was a pairing. There was this like, it was like an illusion, because you've got the moon here, which is about illusions. So it's almost like there was like this partnership, or this love affair and everything, but someone was holding back. Someone was like holding back love. They were holding back probably money and things like that. He's sitting on this like chest full of money, but this is definitely like a you know, being a stingy kind of person. So this was holding back I don't know, resources or attention or something from this relationship. And it was almost like this person, you know, had a couple choices. But right down here, what we have is the Seven of Cups, which is all about indecision, because there are lots of options. So, and the player card is right on top of it, the Knight of Wands. So that tells me that this is a player, and you've got Moon over here, which is about illusions too. And players, they create illusions. They create illusions so that they can sit there and juggle all their options. Literally, you've got this like whatever this octopus squid thing is, juggling all these different cups, right? So this person, the one who was holding back, was juggling because they couldn't make up their mind on what they wanted. And the Three of Wands laying over this tells me that they were looking for something what they thought was better than being with an Empress. And so they were looking forward to, I think probably money is probably greed based. Usually things are money based and stuff like that. And you have 2 marriage cards right here. So this tells me that this person might have been engaged to 2 different people, and they were trying to decide who to be with. And of course they married one of them, but it looks like it wasn't the Empress, it was something else. And there was this big like sadness that was created because of this indecision, and created for the Empress, and then possibly for this person who chose wrong. So that, because I'm getting that in this reading here. Yeah, and they went from like a relationship where there was equal give and take to or where they were giving, you know, they were getting, it was more of a balanced relationship, I should say, laying over this Ten of Swords, which is all about very painful endings. They might have chosen somebody that they had been working with, or it might have been that the way they were working, maybe they even were working with this Empress. Somehow there was a big, great loss. Something was lost. And it was extremely painful. I feel like the Empress was in a lot of pain. And this person who was holding back, I feel like pain might have come for them when they later realized they made a mistake, but I don't feel like they, because it almost gives like narcissistic vibes, but, you know, just player, like they don't really, they shut down a lot, so they try not to feel this pain, but I feel like they have to anyway. Like they're just really going to have no choice at a certain point, because you don't just give up and overlook an Empress, a true Empress. That's, you know, there's not going to be another match. So and you know, this is laying right under this Two of Wands, these choices and everything. So somebody had to go into hermit mode, and I'm almost feeling like it was this Empress, because the star cards like were laying right here, and this is right here is like this person is a star, this Empress is a star, and also this Empress is like healing. This is about healing. So is the Hermit card in a way, because you have to go within to clear up your trauma work, things like that. So somehow this whole, what's the word, mishigas? This whole thing is it caused the Empress to go inward and to heal. And she's looking right over here at this Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups in this case, I feel like, is self-love. It's like the discovery of this like new level of self-love, which is very, very healthy. That's very good. Yeah, because she was dealing with a player. So let's get some oracle cards over here and see what we can see. Can we get more clarification on this and how it ties into that little house? Yeah, because that little house is just really cozy, and you know, it's right at the base of these big trees, and you know, it's good. It's a good solid foundation. It's right on the earth, and protected by all these like mushrooms and all the fae and everything. But apparently that wasn't good enough for this emperor, right? He was a player who had so many choices. He decided, oh, he needed better, but he didn't realize that, you know, this cozy little house is the home of an Empress. All right, can I have clarification, please? Fidelity. Please. Letting go. And another one. I do list the cards down below too in the description box, and I do that because I feel like it's important to give some recognition to the creators of these beautiful oracle and tarot decks that we as readers use. So and then of course you can go purchase them too if you like them a lot. Okay, yeah, this makes total sense. So fidelity, there wasn't any fidelity in this relationship. You know, maybe the Empress thought there was, but there wasn't, because this is a player she was dealing with. It says fidelity free together. So this was a situation like the Six of Pentacles here, where this couple was like free, or this person who was with this Empress was free to be themselves and everything, but they took advantage of it, and they didn't give back to the Empress what she deserved. And so there was a letting go, and it says this also will pass. So there was a great amount of pain that was involved in letting this go. This Empress had to let this go. Yeah, the Empress energy had to let go. There was definitely a lot of pain. I'm starting to feel that right now, kind of a welling up in my throat. And then there was the heart here. So remember we had the we had the, if I can pick that up, right here, the Hermit and the heart, see that? Okay, so there was a letting go, and then what that did is, and through this like inner work that this Empress did, and loving themselves, there was a new opening. So it starts with you. See, there's the heart again, and the right over the heart, so, the heart over the heart. So the opening starts with you. So, you know, for this Empress to really truly find an emperor who's worthy of her, she had to find herself first. And she had to find herself outside of the identity of being with this person. Because sometimes if we're in a relationship that's very strong for us, or we're in a relationship for many, many years, breaking away from that can be really hard, but it's also the reestablishing of your identity outside of having that person in your life anymore. And that can be a hard thing, because it's almost like you're being reborn, right? Yeah, okay. So let's see what your obstacles are. I want to see your obstacles. What are the obstacles, please, for this collective? I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing really great. I was called to do the reading today. You know, using my new format, where I have the drawing over here, right? So you can see what I'm doing while we're. And what I'll do is I will tack that on, the finished colorized piece, onto the end of the video, so you can see what it turned out to look like. All right, what are the challenges and obstacles, please, for this collective with regard to this reading? Yeah, heartbreak. Look at that. Getting over the heartbreak. I'm so sorry. I know what that feels like, and that's like not an easy thing to do. All right, another one, please. The challenges, obstacles for this collective. The Eight of Mirrors. Walking away. So walking away was hard. You might have been trauma bonded, and that is a really hard thing to walk away from. I know how that feels, and but you did that. You were very brave, and you did that. So it was hard. I can see this is all very heartbreaking and hard for you, Empress. Okay, another one, please. The challenges and obstacles. Getting a new perspective, and that's what it took, is getting a new perspective on how to deal with this. You know, what steps do you need to take? Like, for instance, I had to go through a program online to break away from the trauma bonding, and it was called Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program, or NARP, and that's by Melanie Tanya Evans. But there are a lot of other programs. That one in particular was very, very effective, and it helped me heal much faster than I think I would if I hadn't taken the time to do that. So, you know, taking care of yourself is very important. This is the self-love, this is the self-care card, so that you can be your true shining star self. But these are lessons. These are big lessons, because once you do break away from something like that, you really learn on a different level. And the programs themselves are just, this one that I was talking about is really great about helping you break through multiple traumas, so you don't have to carry those burdens anymore. So let's see what the solutions are with regard to this situation. Feeling severe heartbreak. Okay. Or what are the solutions? The best thing that that this collective can do. Best for the best solutions. Best solutions. Oh, cool. These are really cool images. All right, another one, please. The best things that this collective can do for best results. Okay. So we have cuddling, we have traveling, and we have watching. So obviously, you know, I mean, if you have cats or children or anything like that, some like physical touch might be really good for you right now. So if you don't actually have another person in your life for that, you know, cuddle your cats. And, you know, love comes in lots of different forms. And sometimes that's what we need at that time. And cats will also sense your energy, but you may have dogs, things like that. So just cuddle and hold yourself sometimes too. Just be really kind to yourself. This is a very tender card. It's very tender. So be tender with yourself. Speak nicely to yourself. And here it's saying you need to travel. So maybe you need to go outdoors. Maybe you need to, you know, go someplace where you get some new insights. We had the Hanged Man earlier. So it's telling me that getting a new perspective would help. That's been one of your challenges. So being in a different environment with different people, even if it's just for a day or two or just for a few hours, is going to give you that's going to give you a new perspective and possibly some inspiration, and maybe distract you from the heartbreak a bit too. And it says watching. So, one of the things about getting through, like breaking free from a very codependent relationship, especially with a trauma bonding narcissist and stuff, is that you really get good at watching for the red flags, so that you don't get caught in those kind of relationships again. And it gives you a new like armor, like a new, and I'm not saying close yourself off from everybody, but it gives you a new level of awareness about what you're willing to tolerate or not, the kind of people who will try to hurt you again. I mean, especially if you're very empathic, and the Empress is, she's very empathic. So she's a carer and a nurturer, and she's very lovely. But sometimes people take her kindness for weakness, and it's not. So, that's, so just I feel like you're watching, you got to watch out for those red flags, keep an eye out for the baddies, because you want to keep avoiding those, and then watch for your ships to come in, because they will. Once you do this healing work and everything, you'd be amazed at what happens. So, this is kind of a fairy sort of reading because of the drawing. It feels very fae. So I pulled this deck for the final oracle read. So let's see if there's any information from the fairies, any information you need to help you on your way. Let's see. What does this collective need to know, please? Okay. Well, that's no coincidence. I mean, I'm drawing trees here, so this is tree wisdom. We'll read that in a second. Another one, please, for this collective. Again, new beginnings. Okay, and another one, please. This collective. The fairies have a very playful and light energy. They're very flowy, and I mean, they're all different kinds, but just try to get into that sort of mode where you give yourself moments where you can kind of float and kind of just be out in nature and be playful, do something fun. You probably need to do more fun things, watch some comedies, stuff like that. Okay, so we have tree wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Well, that tells me that also you might want to pick up an instrument, or if you already know how to play an instrument, even if it's just like a little harp, or just like something you can like drums, or like a bell, something like that, just something that makes noise, because it helps break up the energy. So it might be that in your home, which I was drawing here, is one of the things I do in my own home is I break it up with sound. I've got a bell. I break it up in lots of different ways too, saging, things like that. But noise is a really good way to do that. You could also play really nice high vibrational music. You can find that on YouTube for free. But like 528 hertz and higher is a really good one. You could have, there's music that aligns with different chakras too. So if you're really afraid, I would say put on something for a root chakra, because that's where fear sits. Oh, this reminds me too, like, I love the Dune series by Frank Herbert, right? That's like one of my favorite book series of all time, and I've read it zillions of times. But there's like this litany against fear that these characters have created in the Bene Gesserit, and the main character says in his mind, so that he can get through some very scary times. And I have a condensed version. I mean, I'm going to tell you what this is. So it's called the Litany Against Fear. I shall not fear. Fear is the mind killer. I will face my fear and allow it to pass through me. And when I turn to see its path, only I will remain. So that's that's something that I even say if I'm in any kind of fear. That's just a reinforcement to remind yourself not to be in fear. And that's the condensed version of that Litany Against Fear. The longer version's actually in the book, but this is my shortened version. So you can do that if you are in a state of fear at all. I don't know why that's coming up, but because there's a home in this drawing too, that to me a home indicates stability. So there might be that you're really needing a stability, or within your home you need to recreate the stability somehow. You need to cleanse out all the negative energy by the means I was talking about, like with sound or things like that, and recreate that stability in there and just have good energy, right? So it says new beginnings. The fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. Yeah, so this is almost like starting again, like starting a new chapter of your life. And really nurture this, which means nurture yourself, really watch the inner talk. I mean, this literally could be a baby coming, but in this case, I don't really feel like it is. So but just like really be good to yourself, really be kind to yourself and make a nurturing environment for yourself so that you can blossom and move gracefully through this new part of your life where you have this new identity minus this person, and you have these new skills that you gain through going through the heartbreak, right? So yeah, really take care of that. And then you have stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Like I said, get into that kind of flowy, fun state and everything. And if you want to journal or something, that's a good way to write down your thoughts. But it's allowing your intuition to flow freely, that your creativity, really rely upon that. And it'll give you the new perspective. It says, reveal what you need to know about your situation, giving yourself that new perspective. And again, you might go outside somewhere and just sit next to a tree, you know, and let yourself kind of like daydream, you know, and see what you see. And you might want to do it at night, so you're stargazing, maybe under the moon. Yeah, that can be very powerful for you. You might be surprised at the insights that you will receive. Yeah, so I'm sorry you had to go through this heartbreak. You know, just try to take what you could learn from it, because everything that we go through is that's difficult is a test for us, and it makes us stronger. And then we learn new skills and new ways to move through life that we can take, and it can benefit us. Just don't hold on to the trauma. You've got to let go of the trauma, and if that takes therapy work or spending a lot of time outdoors, whatever it is you need to do that so you don't carry the traumas with you. And that requires forgiveness of yourself and others so you don't carry those burdens, right? Doesn't mean forget, it just means, you know, let it go and just forgive and love yourself, right? So anyway, I hope this was good for you. I hope that you found something inside of this inside this reading for yourself, and some inspiration and maybe some guidance, and or just, you know, confirmation that you're doing the right thing. And it looks like you have been caring for yourself, so that's really beautiful. So keep going, and you'll see the results are going to be fantastic. I can, you know, that you're just call on the Fae too if you want. The fairies really play around with that, the very playful energy. All right, and I'll finish the drawing and post it at the end. And until next time, thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.